In esoteric tradition, the royal arch represents far more than architectural grandeur or ceremonial symbolism. It embodies the journey of consciousness ascending toward its highest expression, the awakening and integration of the higher self. This sacred framework mirrors the solar year's ascending phase, beginning at the spring equinox on March 21st when the sun enters Aries, symbolizing initiation and rebirth. The arc culminates at the autumn equinox on September 23rd in Libra, representing mastery and refinement. This 6-month cycle mirrors the daily journey from sunrise to sunset, each hour reflecting deeper layers of spiritual awakening. The royal arch is the path of becoming. In Masonic teaching, it signifies passage through darkness into illumination, not through external rituals alone, but through internal transformation. The higher self, dormant within, awakens like the spring sun rising higher in the sky with each passing day. From Aries to Libra, the initiate traverses 12 archetypal stages of development. Aries ignites the spark of will and courage. Through Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and onward, consciousness expands, refines, and purifies. By Virgo, the seeker has integrated lessons, polished the vessel, and prepared for the descent that follows. This is the royal arch, not a physical structure, but the ascending arc of human potential. It is the daily microcosm of spiritual evolution, the eternal return to wholeness, and the secret that occult knowledge guards. Enlightenment is the journey home to ourselves. The royal arch traces the soul's ascension through 3 sacred moments, each marking a profound transformation in consciousness. Beginning at dawn with Aries, the spring equinox ignites at 6 a.m., a burst of pure potential and fiery initiation. This is the Descendant, where the self emerges into manifestation, raw and vital, painting the sky with crimson promise. Here, the individual awakens to their own becoming. At the zenith stands Cancer, the summer solstice at 12 p.m. noon, the midheaven's fullest expression. This is the soul's apex, where emotional depth becomes strength, where the heart rules with absolute authority. Cancer's nurturing power at its peak represents mastery of one's destiny, the moment when personal will aligns with cosmic purpose. The descent into Libra at 6 p.m. autumn twilight brings the Descendant's balance. As day surrenders to night, discrimination and discernment crystallize. Libra's harmony and justice refines all that has been experienced, transforming into fairness, grace, and a strong sense of aesthetics. The soul learns to value relationships that are equal and harmonious, bringing balance and beauty into life. This royal arch mirrors the Dharma wheel's eternal rotation, birth, maturation, and balance in perpetual cycle. It is the ecliptic's upper half, the illuminated path where consciousness evolves. The journey from Aries through Cancer to Libra reveals that enlightenment is not escape but sacred completion, where each phase sanctifies the soul's unfolding destiny. The royal arch traces a sacred geometry through the celestial wheel, marking humanity's eternal dance between light and darkness, growth and rest. At the autumn equinox on September 23rd, we arrive at Libra's Descendant, the western horizon where day surrenders to night in perfect equilibrium. Here sits Libra, the scales of the 7th house, reminding us that all relationships and mirrors require balance. From this point of harmony, we descend toward the winter solstice's nadir on December 21st, reaching Capricorn at the IC, Imum Coeli, the midnight point, the depths of introspection and Earth's wisdom. This downward journey represents the soul's necessary retreat into darkness for renewal and consolidation. The 4 cardinal points form an immutable cross: Aries at dawn's first light, 6 a.m. ASC, Ascendant, Cancer at noon's zenith, 12 p.m. MC, mid-heaven, Libra at dusk's threshold. 6 p.m. DSC, Descendant and Capricorn at Midnight's Foundation, 12 a.m. IC, Imum Coeli. These cardinal signs, fire, water, earth, and air, anchor the wheel in action, emotion, service, and ambition. This cross is no accident. The equinoxes and solstices carve these sacred markers into Earth's orbital path. They represent initiation, culmination, balance, and dormancy, the eternal cycle of becoming. To stay the course through Libra's descent is to trust the descending arc, knowing that every winter solstice promises spring's return. The four fixed signs form an eternal cross inscribed upon the heavens, marking the turning points of our earthly year. At the height of spring rises Taurus, the bull of Earth's fertile abundance, grounding us in material reality and sensual richness. The fixed earth sign anchors spring's renewal in tangible form. Summer's height blazes with Leo, the lion of cosmic fire, radiating creative power and golden vitality. This fixed fire sign burns with unwavering confidence, holding the season's peak energy in brilliant steadiness. As autumn descends, Scorpio emerges as the eagle of transformation, the fixed water sign piercing through illusion with penetrating truth. Where spring plants seeds, autumn harvests mysteries, diving deep into shadow and rebirth. Winter's wisdom arrives with Aquarius, the water bearer, the fixed air sign carrying future possibilities and humanitarian vision. The old soul of the Zodiac stands at the threshold of completion and renewal. These four celestial guardians form the cosmic X, the cross of fixed intention upon the ecliptic wheel. Each season anchors itself in their unwavering resolve. Taurus holds spring's promise. Leo sustains summer's fire. Scorpio transforms autumn's depths, and Aquarius carries winter's hope. Together they create the sacred geometry binding Earth's cycles to heaven's eternal dance. As we continue our ecliptic journey, we encounter the four mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, the flexible architects of seasonal transition. Unlike their cardinal and fixed counterparts, these signs occupy the liminal spaces where one season yields to another, embodying the very essence of change and adaptation. Gemini marks spring's final breath, where winter's departure mingles with summer's approach. This air sign thrives on communication and duality, reflecting the dual nature of transition itself. Virgo arrives as summer fades into autumn, bringing discernment and refinement to the shifting energies. This earth sign harvests summer's abundance while preparing for cooler months ahead. Sagittarius ignites the passage from autumn to winter, a fire sign of exploration and expansion that carries us across the threshold toward dormancy. Finally, Pisces completes the wheel as winter dissolves into spring, a water sign of dissolution and spiritual dreaming that prepares us for renewal. The mutable signs serve as cosmic intermediaries, possessing remarkable flexibility and adaptability. They are the communicators, the problem solvers, the bridges between fixed certainties. Where cardinal signs initiate and fixed signs stabilize, mutable signs negotiate the gray spaces, transforming resistance into flow. These four signs remind us that change is not chaotic but purposeful, a sacred dance choreographed by the turning wheel of the year. In honoring the mutable signs, we embrace life's eternal fluidity and our capacity to evolve. The ecliptic wheel represents one of humanity's oldest spiritual principles, the correspondence between cosmic and personal realms. The maxim as above, so below encapsulates this universal law. What manifests in the heavens mirrors the architecture of our inner worlds. The royal arch symbolizes this fundamental duality. The upper arch represents the higher self, our divine consciousness, spiritual aspirations, and connection to the infinite. The lower arch symbolizes the earthly self, our primal instincts, desires, and material attachments. This geometric representation illustrates the eternal tension and balance between transcendence and embodiment. Freemasonry has preserved this ancient wisdom through ceremonial practice. The Masonic apron, worn to conceal the lower abdomen and solar plexus, physically represents mastery over base impulses. It symbolizes the initiate's commitment to elevating consciousness from lower chakras, root, sacral, and solar plexus, toward the higher energy centers of the heart, throat, and crown. Progression through Masonic degrees reflects this spiritual ascension, with the Royal Arch degree representing the pinnacle of human potential, integration, and balance. Religious traditions echo this symbolism. Noah's Ark itself represents covenant and sanctuary, a vessel protecting the sacred from chaos. The Arch of the Covenant, the rainbow after the flood, symbolizes humanity's reconciliation with divine law. Understanding the ecliptic wheel invites us to recognize our dual nature. We are simultaneously cosmic beings and earthly creatures, called to harmonize both dimensions through conscious evolution and spiritual discipline. The zodiac wheel reveals an ancient truth embedded in creation's architecture. 12 circles orbit a 13th point, the unmoved mover, the still center from which all manifestation springs. This isn't coincidence, it's cosmic grammar written across civilizations. The Hindus called it Brahman. The Hermetic tradition named it the monad. Indigenous cultures recognized it as the Great Spirit. Each tradition independently discovered the same blueprint, one source, 12 expressions, infinite complexity arising from elegant simplicity. The number 12 appears everywhere. 3 elements, cardinal, fixed, mutable, distributed across 4 domains of existence, fire, earth, air, water. 3 times 4 equals 12, a mathematical poetry reflecting how creation organizes itself. The Trinity, mind, body, spirit, repeats the pattern at smaller scales. Above, the cosmos mirrors below, the microcosm contains the macrocosm. 12 laws govern our realm, each a spoke radiating from the central point. These aren't arbitrary rules, but natural principles that structure reality itself. From the atom to galaxies, the same patterns echo. Fractals within fractals. The universe dreaming itself into existence through infinite recursion. But beyond the visible 12 lies mystery. What exists past the 13th point? The question remains unanswered, and perhaps it should. The journey matters more than destination. We walk a path, not toward predetermined fate, but through conscious participation in creation. Embrace the mystery. The still point teaches us, sometimes the most profound power lies in remaining centered while the universe dances around us. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope this video resonated with you and provided some valuable insights. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.